Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, I'm going to pull up this screen. Yep, Vols lose to FAU, and it sucked. This one really does sting. It was painful. Now, look, I was excited about last night's game. I don't mind telling you. It finally got started around, 9:45 or so, one of our midnight games. But I was getting kind of uptight about it.
I'm not keyed up.
Yep, I was definitely keyed up. But anyway, as the game started out, man, we were playing great defense. We were scoring okay. And then towards the second part of the first half, our offensive, pedestrian offense, anemic, whatever term you want to use, showed its ugly head, and we stopped scoring. And FAU kind of pulled a little bit tighter going into that first half ending. And I was starting to get that bad feeling of, oh, crap, our offense is going to creak us again. And then the second half occurred. And then I really got in a bad place.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Yep, definitely a glass case of emotion for Sports Talk Jay. It was a bad second half. Good grief, it was brutal. And let's take a look at the stats and kind of see what occurred. You sit here and you look at this score, 62-55. We kept them to 62 points. That's enough to win against an okay school. This FAU is a good, solid club, but we hold them to 62. We should win that ball game. Their guy, Janelle, he did score the 15 points, so he had a good game. And they had a couple other guys, but they didn't have anybody just blow up like he did the last game. But the problem was us. They didn't shoot well. They shot, 42% for the game and under 30% from three-point line. Again, we should have won. The problem was we just didn't have anybody that scored enough points, and it was not consistent. James scored 10. He didn't shoot all that well. He, just played an okay game. Vescovi played a pretty good game, but nothing great, only 9 points. Plavix had a good start, and then he kind of fell off. Meshack played a solid game, played great defense, but he just, I wish he would drive more. Man, I wish Meshack would drive more. That guy is so athletically gifted, and he's got good touch around the basket. Man, there was so many times I was like, just take it down the deadgum middle and try to score, because usually he does when he tries to drive, but he just, he's just not comfortable doing it for some reason. He's the most athletic guy out there, but maybe next year he'll start driving more. If I was the coach, I'd be like, look, you have got to start driving. It's the way it is. And slash that basket. And if you don't have a shot to score, then kick it back out. Olivier, he only scored, 6 points, coming off 27, and that's been kind of his history. Adu shot the ball well. He was the one guy that I thought really shot the ball well the entire game and scored 10 points. Key he didn't shoot well, 2 for 9. That's just not going to get it done. And Phillips he wasn't even there. 12 minutes and he didn't score a point. And I'm wondering if Phillips is not still injured with that hip flexor. That may be the type of injury that takes some time, because he's not been the same since he got injured. This is a guy that really looked like he was going to be fantastic this year. He started out, he was strong. He was having a lot of double-digit games and really looked good, and then he would, flash. And then ever since he got that injury, and Coach Barnes did say he was not 100%, you can tell he's not slashing to the basket like he was doing. He's a great scorer around the basket and a great free throw shooter. So if he gets fouled, he's going to get 2 points. He shoots over 80% from the charity strike. But I don't know. He just may not be 100% because he's not playing anywhere near like he was first half of the year. And here you can see we shot, 33% overall and 26% from three-point line and 58% from the free throw line. That will not get it done. It's just not going to happen. Now, look, I know we're missing Zeke Ziegler, and that was that played a role for sure. We needed somebody that would slash to the basket, drive, try to score, or kick it out afterwards. And we just didn't have somebody to do that. We just don't. And the shots that we did have, a bunch were open, and they were, 8, 10, 12 feet. We just couldn't hit them. They just either went in and out, or we just missed them flat out. And you can't do that. You've got to hit some of them, and we just didn't. And then we can talk about how the refs got worked, and they got worked by, the national media worked them, the head coach of FAU worked them, and it helped. They played a very tight ball game, and Tennessee got in foul trouble and put them on the line, which was exactly what the national sports writers wanted. And, hey, give them credit. They wanted the ball game called tight, and they got it called tight. It's called bullying the refs or working the refs, however you want to put it. And Pat Forday and Gottlieb, they did a great job working the refs. Congratulations, guys.
I'm so happy for you. Thank you. I owe you both a debt of gratitude.
Oh, yeah, and after we lost, I'm sure they felt terrible. Actually, this is a little video of them enjoying our loss. Yep, that's Pat Forday and Gottlieb. Couple of nice fellas. Anyway, well, I just wanted to cover this unfortunate loss. And look, I know a lot of people are down right now, but we did make it to the Sweet 16 after losing our point guard, a really good point guard too. And he was kind of our emotional leader. We'll have him back next year. And let's talk about these seniors for a minute. Look, we've got about 5 seniors, and that's right here. Tyreek Key, he does not have any more eligibility left, but I'm thinking all 4 of these guys still do because of the pandemic, and that's Olivier, Santiago, Triple J, and Euros. So I would not be surprised if multiples of those stayed. I really wouldn't, because here's what I can tell you about playing sports at the University of Tennessee, which I did for 5 years. I squeezed 5 years into 4. Do the math on that. But it's fun. Look, playing at the University of Tennessee, sport there is pretty great. And I lived at Gibbs Hall. You know, food was taken care of, et cetera. And it's a good life. And now they're getting NIL money on top of it. I would not be a bit surprised if they stay. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of really good players stay and don't try to go to the G League or to Europe or maybe test the waters in the NBA, which can be very dicey. When you can stay at the University of Tennessee, be a big dog, make good money, NIL money, and really enjoy your life, because you're only going to get so many years to do something like this. So I will not be shocked if all 4 of them stayed. So anyway, I did want to cover this. Unfortunately, look, we had a nice run, and it stinks to lose, but it was going to come to an end at some point. I was just hoping to at least get to the Elite 8. That way we would have done something that's only been done once, and that would have been fun. I don't see us getting past the Elite 8 anyway, but I still wanted to beat FAU because, you know, it was a great opportunity to have a fairly easy route to the Elite 8 because the number 1 team got beat in our division, and that would have been real nice. But so be it. You know, we'll see what happens, but we got to get some scores for next year. We need to find some scores. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols and all the goings-ons. And if you've not subscribed, it's right here on the left. Just hit that little button. Costs you nothing. Helps me out. And my most recent video is right here. Be sure to check that out. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.